We were so close. I mean, seriously, the end of July, right around the corner. Halo campaign evolved. It's within reach. And then they had to put out the Q&A, the community Q&A just ahead of this, and things have broken down online. I mean, there is back and forth fighting right now about whose fault this is as to what's happening when it comes to something that I think is like core to Halo, and they've gotten away from it recently. But local split screen, that's a big thing for Halo, going back even to the original game and release on the Xbox. But there's confusion right now because the game is coming out on PlayStation, on the PS5. And it seems like you have to jump through quite a number of hoops just to have somebody else play on the same screen as you, which is weird because it's something that we figured out a long time ago. But now we have live service games, account tracking, subscriptions. It's all over the place. So we're going to take a look at what exactly is going on here today. So if you guys enjoy the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. So, Halo gets involved. I mean, I got to make a video on it and take a look at what's happening. But this was the Q&A that was released over on the Halo Waypoint, all right? And they detail a number of different things in the game, but this one right here is what's making all of the headlines because it covers how or the requirements you need to play this game, the Halo Campaign Evolved, split screen on one system, okay? So it says here, are there any Xbox account requirements to play the game solo or co-op? Says yes, just as you do today for Halo the Master Chief Collection and Halo Infinite. To ensure smooth cross-platform progression to play Campaign Evolved, you will need a Microsoft account and Xbox gamer tag, regardless of the platforms you play on. So if you play the Master Chief Collection, right, it's been around for a long time. I feel like at least many people out there have tried it, okay, at some point. You do need an Xbox Live account to play online with it. That's pretty straightforward. Online multiplayer for a premium game, and in terms of you buy it, it's not a free-to-play game. You do need to pay a monthly or yearly subscription fee, all right, with a console, okay. Now, on PC, you do need a Microsoft account, but you don't need an Xbox Live or Game Pass subscription to play it. The Microsoft account is something you can just make for free. But it does track, say, your win-loss record, your KD, any of the things you unlock in the Master Chief Collection. That'll follow you along from PC to Xbox. All right. So with that in mind, if you take a look at the Xbox Series, the PS5, and Steam, the Xbox Series, it says if you're playing split screen on an Xbox console, the second player will also need a unique Microsoft account. If you want to play online co-op, you will need an active Xbox Game Pass subscription. Again, I think that's pretty straightforward in the sense that if you're playing online for whatever reason for a premium product, yeah, you do need an online account that's paid for subscription. That's just how it works on consoles. Well, the PS5 is the one that people had to double take at because it's I mean, it's confusing the way they describe it, but it's also kind of weird with the wording. So it says, if you're playing split screen on PlayStation 5, both accounts will need to have PlayStation Plus and be linked to a Microsoft account. Having these active PlayStation Plus subscriptions will also provide access to online co-op play. So essentially what's being described here is if you want to play the game locally, split screen on a single PlayStation 5, you will actually need to have two different PlayStation Plus subscriptions, which is very, very strange. Okay, now I understand some of the other Microsoft games, all right? So I saw Gears of War Reloaded coming up, but if you play that just like split screen offline for the campaign, this is not the case. You don't need two PlayStation Plus accounts for that. Now, if you go online, then you would, obviously. But here, it seems like for Halo, it's an always online game. Oh, and for Steam, if you're playing Steam, you will just need to link a Microsoft account. But if you've played Master Chief Collection, it's the same kind of thing there. So that one actually is pretty straightforward, and that's why it's a single sentence. All right. So with Halo Campaign Evolved, it is always online. It's an online play required game, which is kind of strange if you think about it because there's no competitive multiplayer with this Halo release. It is legitimately just the campaign. So it seems strange that you would need to have online to play it, okay? So, I mean, they're obviously doing a lot of tracking with telemetry and being able to have your different unlocks, and they're leaning in the cross progression for this, but also Microsoft wants you to sign in on PlayStation with a Microsoft account. That's that was part of the reason I do think for them moving some of these games over, because they can collect users that way. And yes, count you as a monthly active user. If you're playing Forza or Minecraft or Halo, they're going to count you. All right. That was a big push for them with MAUs. And while they are pivoting a bit now from what we're seeing with Asha Sharma, this game's still coming out. So it's still going to lean into that. All right. So with online play being required, it seems like just the way that Sony has the policy set up on their side with a game that is $50. All right. It's not a free to play game. You need PlayStation Plus to be able to access their online servers to then do cross progression with Microsoft. Again, it's very strange. It stacks on top of each other. So people are trying to figure out who to blame here. And honestly, it's a little bit of both, because if Microsoft didn't have this game as an always online product, then you could just play offline and this would not be required. But then at the same time, Sony has the policy, even with this cross progression setup, where you would need PlayStation Plus. So it boils down to, let's say you want to play through Halo Campaign Evolved on the same screen, same PlayStation 5 system with a friend. You will both need to sign up for PlayStation Plus and pay the, $80 per year in order to do that locally. And that's very strange. So the thing with this for me is Halo has a long lineage of, and something that I kind of think they've gotten away from is it's a very, very accessible local multiplayer game. At least it had been for a long, long time, even with the Master Chief Collection, to where if you have one person with an online account, you can stack multiple people on that account as guest accounts, and you can go online and play just fine, like actually in multiplayer, not competitive, but like they have social games you can jump on. And then you can just do a lot of the co-op and the campaign playthroughs and firefights or what have you. It was very, very welcoming in that sense. And because of the way that Halo launched originally, where it was, you could do 4 Xboxes, but 16 players with Halo 1. I mean, it's incredible stuff. You had LAN cables running all over the place with a router in the middle. And I mean, whoever's house everyone ended up at, I mean, the parents were very understanding to let all of that even happen. Trust me, now looking back on it with how much older I am now looking at this. So, yeah, LAN cables running up and down the stairs. It was something else back in the day with those LAN parties with Halo. But it was such a unique and interesting experience. And part of that made it so enjoyable was there was like zero friction to just jumping in for split screen, even just doing 4 players on one system. But this now, it's just, there's so many hoops that you have to jump through, more money that has to change hands. It's a whole thing. So I thought, hey, this would be pretty cool as one of the kids getting older and they're starting to be able to play more and more of these games. I'm thinking, oh, well, I'm going to have the game on the Xbox. I'm going to have it on the PS5. We have the PS5 hooked up in the one room, the TV. Hey, we'll play through the game, split screen. It'll be great. But he doesn't have a PlayStation Plus account. He doesn't really need one. He just mostly wants to play like Minecraft and Ratchet and Clank and Astrobot. So it's not really necessary for him to have one. I'm not really going to set one up for him to do that. So that's kind of out the window, actually, at this point, maybe until he's much older and he wants to have a PlayStation Plus account for whatever reason. But the other things with this, there's also asked, is there a photo mode or a theater mode? Okay, and the way that they answer this is there's the blind skull, which hides your HUD and UI weapons and hands from view, and combined with the acrophobia skull, which allows you to fly, they're kind of just telling you can mod the game with these skulls so that you can get good screenshot opportunities, because there is no plans for a photo mode or theater mode, which is also kind of strange. That's something else that Halo 3 leaned into heavily. Was you could go back and watch entire matches, pause, get screenshots, the whole thing. It was pretty impressive back then. So there's no photo mode or theater mode. And then I saw people going back and forth about the stanchion, because we saw it with Sergeant Johnson. It was in the trailer, and apparently that's not going to be featured at all, other than Sergeant Johnson has that gun. And that's kind of been in Halo lore for a while. And I think when it popped up in the Campaign Evolved trailer, people thought, oh, maybe this is finally where it'll happen. Because I think otherwise, I want to say it's in like Halo Wars 2 or something, where it's at least somewhat usable, but not in the first-person shooter Halo games. So that, I guess, kind of a bummer. It would have just been a fun thing to see pop up. It's like they're letting you do all kinds of disgusting modifications like third person in Halo. You can't use the stanchion apparently. And then the customization for the Spartan, it's just in cutscenes, the armor won't be affected. And I know there are only so many times where you're going to see Master Chief or your Spartan, and one of those times would be in a cutscene, and it could have some really funny outcomes with with how maybe Master Chief is dressed at that point. But to me, that's not as much of a deal breaker. That just leans more into, and I know Halo fans. This is the thing with Halo in general. Halo fans do complain about a lot of stuff, and I do think most of it is out of love for the franchise. Like, they want Halo to be good, but I also think that they're like the meme of no one hates Halo more than Halo fans. There is some truth to that. There is, but because there's like complaints around things like, oh, like a ton in armor and setups and cutscenes, things like the idea of this split screen situation at times can go kind of under the radar. This time it did not, and people are not happy. And this is for Halo going forward. I do hope they think about this, like really, really think about this. How Halo back in the day, and I'm thinking of the real Halo games, the trilogy, 1, 2, and 3. It leans so heavily into the idea of community with very, very minimal friction to have multiple people come together in person. Crazy concept nowadays, and be able to play these games online together or offline in custom game modes or co-op or whatever, you know? So it's just, I know we're in a live service era right now and a heavy, heavy data collection era, but this just shows that, man, it just complicates things beyond belief to where some people are probably thinking, maybe I just won't get this game. It seems like there's too much going on here. I'll go back to playing Fortnite or Roblox or something. But unfortunate for Halo Campaign Evolved. I think there's still a lot of questions with this game. I'll be picking it up at the end of July, of course, and give my thoughts on it. So I'll keep you guys up to date on this as we go along, because I think just even the novelty of it being on the PlayStation 5 will draw people in. And at least they told us what to expect if you want to play split screen. You're just going to need apparently multiple PlayStation Plus accounts and a couple of Microsoft accounts. But let me know what you guys think about this one down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.